Talib at Real Life TV Community Plug. Today we're going to go chat to Solomon at Brixton Soup Kitchen on Cold Harbour Lane. He's got a couple soup kitchens. I think he's got one in Miami and he's got one in Jamaica as well. And they're just trying to help the homeless and feed them, and they've got food banks and stuff like that. Let's go chat to Solomon and see what he's got to say. Yeah, so you got this one? Yeah? You been good?
Yes.
Yes, brilliant. Can you give me a brief history of how the soup kitchen started and what kind of services you provide?
So the soup kitchen started in 2013, so January the 1st, 2013. And when I initially started it, it was more focusing on rough sleeping. So that was the first thing I thought in my head, what was to do with homelessness. And literally was just focused on people who was just sleeping on the streets, in sleeping bags, in west, north, east, south of London. And yeah, more focusing on them to kind of get inside, get warm, etc. And what I wanted to do is how can I create so many different services in one building. So them kind of coming in, firstly getting warm, getting clothes, getting teas, coffees, using the computers maybe to do a bit of job search, but then at the same time getting a hot meal.
Yeah.
You know, so I wanted to use the hot meal as the facilitator for them to kind of come in to for engagement, but then at the same time kind of wanted to know what was their main help, what they can identify, what they kind of needed help with. Even if it was something small like getting ID, you know, or opening up a bank account, or even getting benefits. You see what I'm saying? So that was kind of the main overall, the soup kitchen in 2013 to 2014, when we was kind of doing a bit more research to realise that homelessness was mad wide.
Yeah.
It's not just people who's on the streets who's homeless. There's a lot of young people
That's
that
right.
suffer
Different levels, yeah.
you know, so young people probably easily from the age of like 15 to like 25 will be sleeping at friends' house, on the sofas, etc. They come under the Homeless Act.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so you know, kind of focusing on young people, you know, working with families. So we do a lot of family liaison where families will come in with their kids, you know, maybe to use the food bank and maybe take things home. And that's when it kind of hit us and then know that a lot of people actually have a house but literally don't have enough money to buy groceries.
Yeah, it's true, it's real.
So then that's when we were like, what the hell, this is crazy. And then this is when we kind of had to expand the soup kitchen. So we're just thinking, we're not just focusing on homeless people, but we now need to kind of identify people who's got a home, but then at the same time they don't have
suffering.
Who's suffering in silence. You see what I'm saying? You know, there's a lot of people who's at work, who's working, going home, and then they have to identify: do I pay my rent? Do I get food? Do I put on gas? Do I put on electric? You know, so then we're also trying to target that as well, where we get a lot of cases where people have to think about, you know, do I pay for food, or I might have to put heating on because it's cold outside, but I might have to go Iceland and still.
So you're just targeting poverty overall. It became just get up to that point.
You see what I'm saying? And then this is when, you know, we decided to go to different parts of the world. So I've done a lot of work in Miami. So a lot of the times, you know, when I was a bit younger, I was more focused on youth work. Yeah. And I've done a lot of youth work in Miami. And they've literally hit me up and was like, homelessness over here is crazy. And then probably about 4 years ago, we've literally gone over every year and you know, fed the homeless by, you know, even if it's like making food packs and, you know, just literally just giving it out. And you know what I mean, we've been doing that for 4 years, no funding. And yeah, I can go on. And the main thing for us is, you know, we've never had no government funding.
Do you know, that's the next question I was going to ask you. How it's beautiful that you even said that. So how did your funding come about?
Do you know what it was? We just started it off just by using BlackBerry BBM. So we was BBM, we had mad contacts, and that's when I was kind of like thinking about like, right, outside's cold, you know, what can I do? You know, instead of complaining and kind of, you know, people always complain to the government, I'm thinking, what can I do? Yeah, what can I do to do something?
Yeah.
And that's when I was just on BBM. I was lucky enough to have like over 1,000 contacts on there, and I was like, anyone that's got jackets, jumpers, hats, gloves, scarves that they're not using, hit me up. I'll come wherever you are. And I was getting calls to go to North London, East London. I remember we was getting calls to go Brighton to pick up stuff, and literally my car was just ram-packed with just mad black bags. Yeah. And literally, I just went around London. We're all like, everywhere where I can remember, Croydon, like all these areas where I know where I would probably visit when I was younger. Yeah. I remember saying, man, there's a lot of homeless people there. So me going back there and just giving out clothes, giving out coats, and then we kind of stepped it up by start to give out hot tea and things like that. And then that's when I was like, do you know what? Like, I want to actually have my own centre. And my thing was I saw what I could do with no funds. Yeah. I was able to do all of this without me asking for a penny. Yeah. And I just thought that if I can do this without asking for a penny, I don't want to. I didn't want to wait for funding to start something. Yeah, you know, to this day we've never had government funding.
It's beautiful, man.
Never.
That's a serious thing. So you never had any government funding whatsoever. Just built up of word of mouth and
word of mouth, getting donations. So we start to get trusts involved. We start to get foundations like Greg's.
Okay.
And then what they will do is they would mainly focus on different areas. So they would say, we might want to help you with some computers. So then they'll donate us money to buy computers. Prep Foundation has given us money to, go buy groceries for a year. So we can go like cash and carry, places like that. And literally that's how we've been surviving.
So a lot of these different like food shops and stuff like that, they've been properly involved and trying to help you out. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I heard that Joanna Lumley helped you out one time.
Yeah, Joanna Lumley, she come down. She so like even like all in hair is all done by Marks and Spencer's. They're giving us a chair, the carpet. I didn't know Marks and Spencer's done things like that. Yeah. I thought it was only food. Yeah. And they done a thing called Spark Something Good in 24 hours. So they literally started at 12 o'clock at night with all of their senior staff. They painted, decorated, put down carpet, and then they finished by 12 o'clock.
So you just came round there and just sorted out
literally sorted out our own spot, and then Joanna Lumley come afterwards and expected it and was like, this is amazing. And then she called back a couple of weeks later and was like, the stuff for Marks and Spencer's was work. This is me. This is me. I'm calling you because I love what you're doing. And she was just like, what do you guys need? And we was like, we need a van to pick up all these donations, because we're getting mad donations left, right and centre. And she was like, how much is for the van? And at the top of my head I was just like, 21 grand. And then she was like, alright, cool. And then literally we got a check for 21 grand.
Wow.
And it was just mad, because I'm just thinking, I'm a guy from the ends,
But you know what's beautiful about it? You had a vision. Yeah, you wanted to help people. You wanted to help people, so people started helping you because they wanted to help people. Yeah. And you built up a beautiful energy where everyone's trying to do, what I mean, do their best. It's a good thing, bro, man. It's a good thing. Is the soup kitchen open house, so can anyone just come in at any time?
Yeah. So when I first wanted to do a soup kitchen, I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew was just give, but I didn't really know about the structure, the charity structure. I didn't know, because I've always worked for people, so I didn't really know how to kind of do my own thing. So I'm now researching other soup kitchens, and a lot of the soup kitchens I saw were all church-based, religion-based, and a lot of the time when people are hungry and they're down and out, they'll do anything to get food. Yeah. So if it was a place to do with church, they're gonna pray, even though they're not religious.
They might not be religious,
but they're praying because they know that's the terms and conditions for me to get a hot plate of food. Yeah. So I was like, for me, I don't want no race, religion, sexuality,
anything
postcode
to do with it. Yeah.
I wanted it to be an open door, so anyone from any borough could come in and get support today. Because a lot of the times, like the food banks, you have to be referred.
I was going to say that to you as well, and that's another beautiful thing. That's good. So you can come from another borough and just come. If you need help from the food bank, just come to Brixton.
We've got a list of people. We've got people coming from Brighton, Hull, Hackney, Croydon, when they walk in, they're thinking like, is there anything we need to do? And we're like, no. Are you hungry? Yes, you get food now. Do you need to take food with you? Do you need to take tins? Do you want to go through the clothes bank? Get hats, gloves, and scarves. So you see all in here. Everything is here, and I go so hard to get these stuff for you guys. Do you see what I'm saying? So I just want it to be where people can be happy to know that we're here to help.
Are you able to help with housing or any other I don't know, any other elements or situations that your patrons have? Like, I don't know, it could be mental health, it could be drug support, it could be, I mean, are you able to help with that?
So we've got a mental health nurse that comes in. We've got a massage therapy, so she comes in here and she gives massage therapy. We've got a gardening project. We've also do training, so we do like health and safety training and getting people back into work. We do CVs and cover letters. Gardening, I said that already. And we even do things like arts and crafts. We do book sessions where there's like book groups. Anything just to keep people's mind stimulated at all times.
So you're keeping people off the street, being in the centre, doing things.
100%.
It's beautiful, man. It's a good thing. Do a lot of people come into here weekly? I mean, how much people roughly do you think come in here weekly?
We get easily up to 80, 90 people.
And that's just in the room downstairs?
So we'll get people maybe wanting to use the food bank, maybe wanting to use the clothes bank, or just sometimes just to get a hot meal. You know, we get a lot of elderly as well that will just come in just to want to have a conversation. So the numbers always vary. You will never know, you know, and I think again, because we're an open door policy as well, we don't say, you know, you have to stay here and you have to be here.
No, you're free.
You're free to do what you want, but once our doors are open, we've got at least 50 people outside waiting to come in. You know, and you know, we've got a staff team of 7. So you know, everyone's all volunteers as well.
Sure,
So so it's just it's a great number of people.
So what can we, the Real Life Community Plug team, the Real Life subscribers, what can we do to help?
I would say, please, you know, add us on all socials. Make us your chosen charity. Because what I'm trying to break as well is when people think about homelessness, the first thing people will be thinking about is the massive charities that's got millions.
Of course.
People will be doing marathons and all these things for these massive charities that's turning over millions. And there's charities like Brixton Soup Kitchen was actually doing the groundwork, actually on the streets, actually going around the world trying to make change, but with no funds. So imagine if we had funds.
It would be a different thing.
It would be a different thing. So we need community engagement. We need everybody to kind of, you know, to support us. You know, your support will make us, you know.
Can we come in and volunteer?
100%, you know.
Like, help with food and
definitely
bring clothing,
definitely.
bring tins of food and stuff like that. So check what I'm saying. This is a serious thing. In order to be proactive with this situation, I think we need to, you know, support them. We need to give clothing if we can, give food, and your time. Sometimes it's just your time. You know what I mean? Your time alone, that you could just be here serving or helping or whatever. So get into Brixton Soup Kitchen, check out what's going on, and let's help them out, man.
Trust me.
Solly, thank you, my brother.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you very much for coming down, man. Thank you.